All right, welcome back to the Lighting Trade School. What's up, Cap?
What's
How's
up, buddy?
It's into December here. Christmas season was nuts. Things finally seem to be like chilled down. Hell, we haven't done like an actual podcast. You and I sitting down just for almost a month now. Yeah, we're
Yeah.
just busy all over. I'm in Dallas. I'm in San Antonio. We're going all over the place. You're working 16-hour days, burning the midnight oil. How was uh how was your season and what are you up to now?
Yeah. Well, it's great that it's, coming to a close. Everything's the Christmas side of things, obviously, I'm just basically a lead gen sales guy. I'm not in charge of doing any of the work anymore. Um, but for the permanent soffit lights, man, those are still coming in hot and heavy, still closing deals. Crazy. This is the first year I've actually seen the permanent lighting for the soffits keep continuing. So that's exciting. And then we're working on got some landscape lighting stuff that we're working on for the spring. We are freezing cold. So I am not doing demos right now. And I'm not installing landscape lights because the ground is frozen. But great year. Excited for the next year. How about yourself? I mean, you're back in Rowlett. Good
Back
season,
in
good year.
Yeah, it's the gift that keeps giving. So we did add another 1,000 feet or so of lights, but it's little details on a massive project. You just got to go back and do these little things. It's kind of one of those projects that I've just had my hands on from the beginning. So I just keep coming back rather than just kind of having the team handle it. But I'm with me and Gavin right now, and then the rest of the team back home still running the shop just fine. But hey,
Yeah.
we have right a guest today that I want to bring to the stage.
Yeah, let's go.
Many of you guys might know him in the lighting world. Rob Ivey, and his partner Brahian. They have Aurora Lighting in Austin, which Austin is only 70, 80 miles from me. Like we're close to each other, although we've never had the pleasure of meeting in person. But I've gotten to know Robert. I feel kind of well because we just comment on each other's videos back and forth socially. Robert, grew his business in 2025, quadrupled his business, is multi seven figure, probably is the best video editor in consistently posting videos on the socials that I know in the industry. I don't think there's anyone that tops Robert and Brahian. So I wanted a chance just to kind of get to know him a little better. We invited him on this podcast. Maybe they can drop some knowledge bombs on any of you guys out there listening. I would be
Yeah.
shocked if you didn't learn anything. So I guess without further ado, I
Let's
will bring Robert
go.
right to stage.
Let's go. What's up, guys? So,
What's up?
What's up?
Tattoos.
What's up?
So good. Yeah, good to finally actually sit down and have a face to face with you here, Robert. I feel like we've talked about it several times over the last few months, but you got a multi seven figure business. I got a multi seven figure business. Cap's got multi seven figures that he does. So we're super busy, and it's good. Finally, we got you guys to settle down. I know Matt's got a bunch of questions because he knows you less than I do. But would it be okay if we just kind of start firing off and just kind of get to know Aurora Lighting and you guys?
Sure, of course.
Awesome. Well, let's just start with this, right? Let's do, Rob, Brahian, give a little intro, 30, 60 seconds about you guys individually, and then kind of tell us just, a quick eagle eye overview of what Aura Lighting does.
Sure.
Okay, so I'm Brahian Lopez, and I have two kids, twin boys. So they're that fire that they're 6 years old. That keeps me going here.
I bet it does.
Yeah. So I need a partner here because if not, it's hard to keep a business going. So yeah, I'm married, and I love what I do. That's a big part of it.
Yeah, we joined forces about 3 years ago. I had Aurora Lighting already started. It was me and a helper. I was a buck in a truck kind of guy. And I was like, Brahian had his business going, and Deluxe Illumination is what it was. And I was like, dude, let's join forces. We actually worked for a company previously. Don't get us started on that. But that's how we met. And then we kind of veered off. I went to a different company, interior lighting and stuff like that. But anyway, we joined forces, and that was the best thing we could ever do, because you can't do everything, as you know. So it was a great way to scale the business. That was about 3 years ago. And then we started posting consistently on social media a year ago, and then we blew up again. So we're hoping for even more not hoping, but it will keep growing. I mean, we're riding the momentum from 25 into 26. There's no slow season in sight. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
So anyway, Aurora Lighting, we're luxury outdoor lighting here in Austin. We're crushing it. We are picky on our clients. We have a whole pre-qualifying process, and we generally do $2 to $3 million homes plus all the way to your estates. And then we're really hitting commercial hard this year. That's my forte. I've already gotten us quite a few commercial clients and partners, but I'm really going to be hitting that hard 26. So, yeah.
Sweet. Well, damn. That sounds like some amazing things happened from 3 years ago into today. So
it's crazy.
Let's step into that day zero, right? You guys are just like, yeah, we should fucking do this. Let's get together. Yeah. I take it as soon as you joined forces, the money just started rolling in day one, right?
It was a little slower actually because our marketing wasn't there. There were times, we had even a month where it was nothing. So it took a while. We were relying on Google and stuff then. And like I said, I was at capacity because I was just a buck in a truck guy with one helper. But when we added him and also his dad, Eddie, who's got like 30 years experience, it slowed down a little until we kind of got our rhythm,
And we were in two different markets too. So I was already in the luxury market. He was in the regular market. And when we started seeing how to adjust everything, we said, let's go with the luxury because that's where the money's at.
Yeah, I was thinking with my wallet, not the client's wallet. So it's a common mistake.
You guys had rapid growth, right? If there's one thing you could say, hey, we grew because we did this one thing and we did it really, really well. What would you say that one thing is?
Consistency. Keeping consistent and showing the world who we are. Because no one knows what you do and who you are until you show them.
Yeah.
So Rob was great at showing that into the world.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest problem small businesses have. The number one thing is no one knows who the fuck you are. No one knows who you are. So you got to tell them, show them who they are. And then after you have that funnel built, then you can, work on selling them and all that. But marketing is number one. If your sales are great, but no one knows who you are, congrats. You're not going to have any work,
It's going to end as soon as those jobs are over, right? So that's what we often see, right? The whole
exactly. So the dips are like this now. Instead of the dips being like this, they're like this, So
you said consistency, Brian, which I love that, right? Because no one really is consistent. We try marketing things out for a couple months. This didn't work. We spend $5,000 on this. That didn't work. Caught a failure. How long did you guys have to stay consistent before you really felt like the fruits of that investment, started bearing fruit?
We have been consistent since probably after that first year. It was a test year, and then after that, it was consistency, and we haven't stopped since then.
We post every day, sometimes twice a day. We actually just got a new videographer on retainer. He just started a couple of weeks ago because, as you know, lighting it can look beautiful from a phone, sure, but to really capture its essence, you need a nice professional camera. And if I'm out there doing that, where I'm doing a $60 task, I should really be out there doing a $10,000 task. So I bought my time back by getting a videographer, just like we got an executive assistant. So that's a whole nother point, but you really have to buy your time back with other people's expertise so you can be in what's called your zone of genius, which for me is commercial and marketing. So
that's super good insight.
Is your videographer, sorry, Kev, is your videographer someone that y'all brought on board at this level full time, or they just come?
Yeah, we're on a retainer. So we do like 3 to 4 video shoots a month now is what it's going to be. So we have a studio we go to right here in Buda, actually. We got another one we're going to be going to. And then he also comes on job sites, gets the videos of the guys working, and then the after shots, of course. So he's awesome. Yeah. So in between the big videos with him, we'll be posting little ones from the phone, which is great for consistency. But then you have the really good ones that you can also run as an ad.
So does he also do the editing for you guys?
He does. Yeah.
Nice.
I've been doing editing though with most of the stuff you've seen. I have fun with it. I've got a few coming up that you'll be like, oh, they're silly, you know what I mean? But humor works really well. So yeah,
it takes so much time, and that's me. I like making videos that are funny. So, it's just
I like yours.
Our geeky style. So
Although, so saying let's foot off the gas. We jump from like, hey, we're doing it. Now we're hiring a videographer that stays with us. What was the first year like? Like you said, the hyper growth happened this year. Well, like what before you started doing video consistently, like because you just said that was like the thing, right? What were you doing before that? It was just Google ads, but you were making enough that you were happy, or you were struggling some still.
Yeah,
we were growing, so we felt the growth. Whenever you feel that growth, you're okay. I'm making more than last month, and you feel that growth, but not the hyper growth that we're doing now. And before, it was more reliant on Google, which we had.
You get a lot of price shoppers. Not always, because that's like your. I look at Google's. That's your polished side. They look at your website. They look at your professionalism. They look at your reviews. Social media is like your portfolio that you have to have. Where people are like, who are these people on my house? What does their face look like? Like, are they people? Like, I want to know. Are they just some company? Are they just a logo? So that builds trust. So when we started doing that, that's why things took off. But before, we were relying on Google and then just being hungry. Like, that is actually when I built a lot of relationships with commercial, builders, custom home builders, architects, because we were like really getting out there doing lunch and learns. And that's what we're kind of getting back to our roots in conjunction with social media next year.
And commercial.
Yeah, with commercial. Exactly.
Hell yeah. So when you started doing videos, like you are now, right? I mean, I know they've gotten, better over time. Of course, everything gets better over time as you learn. Did it take a month for you to be like, oh shit, this is working? Or was it 6 months where I was like, holy fuck, this is it, boys?
Yeah. I would say at least 3 months. Yeah. I started putting yourself out there. It's awkward. I mean, having the phone and just putting it and saying, like, I try to practice and post something every day. Something that comes to my head when I'm driving to get used to being on camera. So it was really awkward at first. I mean, it's still kind of awkward, to be honest. But I started getting better at making the videos. And then I would pick a video that did really good organically, A/B test it with another video, and then run the best one as an ad, or sometimes both in conjunction as an ad, only on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. So was it hard? Like, let's say it's month 2, you're making a video. I did a video a day for a year. I saw crazy growth within, what I wasn't targeting local clients, but it was great. Sure. Was there a point where you're like, shit, man, this is a lot of fucking work and I don't know if it's working? Like, was there ever that point of maybe we should stop this?
We actually adjusted to that. That's a good point, because we adjusted by giving him time on that part. And then we said, you know what, you're going to focus on the marketing. So that was the great part of the partnership, because I said, okay, I'm going to run this. I'm going to do this part of the sales. You're going to focus on marketing. Once you just got that part, then we just go back and check where we need some. Yeah,
we're all about like roles. Like I was saying earlier, your zone of genius. I learned that from a book I'm reading by Dan Martell, Buy Back Your Time. But he says zone of genius. It just clicked with me because Brian's a freaking closer, and he's like stellar in front of clients. I'm kind of like your sales D-bag that has fun on commercial jobs, and I'm good at marketing. So that's my zone of genius. His dad's amazing at training the guys on how to install and how to keep it at our level that we expect of everyone. So then, it allowed me to build without worrying about jobs, job flow, essentially.
Yeah, badass. And what you're talking about, like zone of genius and operating in that, that's often when I hired my first executive assistant to help me, I had listed out all these tasks, and I'm like, there's 2 weeks of tasks. I gave it to her. It's 4 hours day 1. They're completed. And I'm like, holy shit. When you give somebody, when they're able to operate in that, and that's not my opportunity, spreadsheets, all that. I don't like it. So when I saw that, I mean, that was just a huge click for me of how much time has been wasted when that took her 4 hours. And I know that's 2 to 4 weeks for me.
Oh, yeah. You're going to excel at what you're naturally good at, and if you can have someone else take on some of those things and free up that mental bandwidth, you only have so much. Then you can really like delve into what you're good at, and then that's only up.
Yeah. Awesome. So taking on, when did you hire? So you it was just you two and an install crew. How many guys did you have like in 2024?
We actually scale up and down.
Okay.
So we had 2 crews working 2024.
And
Scale up and down as we need it.
Mm-hmm.
What does a crew consist of? 1, 2, 3 guys?
3 people.
3.
Approximately
okay.
3 people.
Usually, yeah. So if we have a big job, we'll have everyone on one job to knock it out usually. And we've got one crew that's designated just for permanent holiday and holiday lighting. So that's their kind of genius. I was like, I'll just do that. So all the leads go straight to you. Yeah.
Sweet.
Have you guys done Christmas lighting from day one, or is Christmas lighting always more of a smaller revenue source?
It's a little smaller. I started it, it was 2 years ago, 2.5, and we have a guy that we kind of absorbed him during the holidays, and he's amazing. It's him and one other guy. And we have a lot of HOAs that we did permanent lighting for, and they're like, light this giant ass tree up for us. So so they do that. We're also partnered with Shine West Austin, Shine Window Cleaning, and their owner Daryl is awesome. So we throw each other leads. We got a lot of partnerships with some really cool people. We work with big builders, Rogers O'Brien. We did Canberra Hotels with them, Milestone Builders, Norris Design Architects. But that's a whole other thing. So I'll let you keep going.
No, that is a whole nother. That just brings more questions.
Keep it going.
Yeah, so you said consistency videos, you've been posting every day. Well, you also just rolled off a bunch of networking, and you've built this, giant referral network. How did you go about starting that? When did you guys start actively pursuing relationships?
When we were hungry, and I have a background in interior lighting with Austin Energy. So I have some connections there, and I'm also good at just getting out there and figuring out who I can provide value to. That's my zone of genius. So I go right here, I got a whole stack of, here, grab this. A whole stack of Austin business journals. So it tells me what the hell's going on in the city. Don't underestimate this, I have another one here in Buda. There's a I put it right here so I can show you. You probably can't see, but there's a $26 million build going on right here in Buda in my backyard. I reached out to the investor there, started a simple conversation, and he's going to let me shake hands with the builders there. He's going to introduce me like a warm handoff, I think next week, actually. But sometimes just ask, go to people and ask, and we do have our foot in the door in a lot of ways too, which gives us, a little more, leverage, I guess, but just go and ask and be like, can I help with this? How can I be of service? And that's what I did, and that's how we get a lot of these big contracts is just me asking. We do a good job, and then they want us back again, because we make it so easy, low friction.
Sometimes it's just a matter of walking in. I walked into what was that name of that tower downtown?
Mm-hmm. The biggest tower in Austin, the
Waterline Tower.
Yeah.
One day Rob's like, hey, we should go check that out. I just walked in there, walked into the office, talked to people, and found who's managing
decision maker. Yeah.
Yep. And got his email and started staying in contact with him. So build a relationship there.
Build a relationship.
So
stop worrying about other people. Yeah, right. Yeah.
Don't wait for Google to send you money.
Yeah, and another big thing is a lot of people think they go into it and they stink because they're like, what can I get out of it? What can I get out of it? But instead you need to go in there and be like, how can I help you? And I understand it's hard to do when you're in kind of a survival mode or not in an abundance mindset, but you really need to think about how you can help the client first, because it'll always pay dividends back.
That's great. And you mentioned mindset. That's a big thing for me, right? And Captain's crew and all that is when guys want to make more, it's like, you can't. Your mindset's not there yet. You couldn't handle that much money. You're at a $50,000 mindset. You can't get to 500,000 on a $50,000.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
So what would you say? So you just, like I said, you get out from behind the computer, you just go out and meet people. I always find that is one of the craziest ways. My biggest jobs have come from me just literally doing that, right? Like, hey, what do you guys do here? And you know what I mean? So I love it. Are you guys still doing that? Like you said, when we were hungry, are you saying you're not hungry anymore?
Yeah, dude, I'm not hungry at all anymore. Actually, just hung up the glove. No, it's because I've been focusing on all the posting and stuff. But like I said, I bought my time back with that because now we have residential down to a science. Like Brahian runs the entire residential side, and he still helps me with commercials. Guy's a superstar. But it's allowing me to get fully into commercial for at least 3 days a week. So now I can just dive into it and build set up lunch and learns. I mean, do all of it. So I have a few methods, and I'm willing to give one away, which is Apollo.io is what I use, and it allows you to get to the decision maker and actually find their email or their phone number. So I start with something like Austin Business Journal or Google or whatever, right? I find the big part of the funnel, and then I get to Apollo and I find the actual decision makers in the company, and then I reach out that way and set a lunch and learn. Can I buy you a fucking coffee? Can we go out and go to lunch? Can I take you to Fogo de Chao, our favorite place?
Yeah.
Like, whatever. And then build the relationship like that. And then I start talking about how we can be of service to them. I mean, they know, they're not stupid,
Yeah.
I love it. And I love lunch and learns. I mean, that's just one of the greatest way. Nate's always mentioned that too, doing lunch and learns with architects or interior designers.
Oh yeah, dude. Norris Design, one of the best ones we went into. We just went in. We had done a model home for them or something, but that was it. It was like, boom, that was it. We did the install, you walk away. And I was like, no. We're not going to let that happen. So we figured out who the architect is, and we go in with a picture. We took a picture of the model. No, we took a video of the model home and a picture. I have a little printed. Yeah, I have a little printer right here. It's like a portable printer. Printed out. Like, I'll do that for clients if it's like they're really cool. And we also give them cigars. But anyway, I printed it out for them, put it in a portrait, and they were fighting over who could get it. And then we showed them a cool video we made when I first started making videos of the model home. Before you know it, we have this cool relationship going, and now our lights are spec'd into any of their model homes that do around Austin and Buda. We're doing one next month right here in Buda. So we get 2, 3, 4, 5 jobs from them every month, and they're not small.
Yeah. That's badass. Let me ask you, because I know how some people are going to hear this, and let's get some clarification. So when we were hungry, we went in and found out how we can help them. Are you telling guys who are just getting started that they should just go work for free, and that's what you mean by helping them?
No. I think what he meant is it's like kind of like putting a demo for a customer, right? You have to show what you have without asking for nothing in return, because if you're like telling them right away, like, give me this much money, customer's going to be like, oh. So you give them up front that demo, they see what you do, and then they see if they like you or not, and then you create that relationship. So
and to clarify, like, we're still hungry. I turned the hunger around and did it to build residential, basically. So instead of going after these big commercial contracts, which take time, we went into being consistent with social media. So I put all that effort into that built a residential. Now I know that's going. Brian's got it handled, and our crew's got it handled, and I can, like I said, jump into commercial. So
yeah, hell yeah. When you say residential handled, and you're saying that you have a big, onboarding process where we don't work for everybody. Like, what is the average size of your job, and has that changed? Like, in fixture count, has that changed over time, or have you always just targeted super high end estates type of deal?
We try to target high end homes. I think a big one was almost 200. 200 fixtures compared to when we started about a year ago. I think our big ones was like 50 fixtures. So if you go with numbers, or
30 even was big when I first started. So we've done ones that
You mentioned pre-qualifying. I think that's kind of where Matt was kind of asking. Does that mean now you guys have a hard line in the sand for a minimum, and you did not have that 3 years ago?
I don't think it's a minimum, right? It's more of this is what we have. This is our pricing, and this is what we can do to help you. Would that work for you? Yes, no, and just be upfront with the customer. That's the best way to do it. So it's more of not a minimum. It's just like, can we work together? And just show them.
We give them
Got it. Yeah. Showing up and they're expecting everything for $1,500, $2,000. You're like, hey,
dude, no. So our pre-qualifying process works like this. They call, or we call them if we see they have a lead. We're like, hey, so you're interested in some lighting. Ask them what their problem is. Okay, yeah, we can help with that. Just so you know, our pricing starts around $5,000 to $6,000 on the smaller side. That's for maybe a 10 fixture system, to give you an example, just to kind of get them thinking about it. Because they might be thinking $1,000. Like, a lot of people don't know. The people that do know either have had lighting before, or they're in such nice neighborhoods that they've had it before, and they got one on their other home and their other house in the bee zoo or whatever the hell, you know what I mean? Their neighbors all have it. So, but we have to pre-qualify, especially new clients, if they haven't had it. We most people that want it and they've had it before are like, yeah, sure. When can you do it? You know what I mean? That's our client. They ask when you can do it. They don't ask. If I hear any words like discount, affordable, competitive, I'm like, well, no, we're not competitive at all. You know, if you're comparing quotes, we're going to be either the top one or very close, you know? So we don't mess with those kind of clients anymore. Really.
We're pretty straightforward.
Yeah, and we're straightforward because you're doing the client a disservice if you're not telling them upfront pricing. What's the first thing you want to know when you buy something? How much is the damn thing, right? So they might be being nice to you, but you need to really tell them, you know, pricing.
It's not waste their time.
Don't waste your time either, right?
Yeah. I always say the same thing because I remember, I'll never forget. That's why I always started making sure I gave averages or ballparks, because when I needed some basement work done, I was asking the guy, like, you know, ballpark, what are we talking about? You know, I don't know if I can afford it. Hey, no, we're going to come. We're going to do. He came for an hour or two. He told me 20 grand. And at the time that was like, I was like, get the fuck out of here. Like, you just wasted all of our time. Like, you could have told me it would have been this and we would have saved each other time. There was no selling me over. Like, I didn't have that much money. So I definitely learned that too, just from being the customer, being the client, of like, wow, what a waste. You know? Yeah,
what a waste. Yeah, you just wasted all of our time. So then that's something we asked. Brian has a really good line he made. He says, he'll ask him in person too, again, and be like, well, you know, do you have a budget in mind? Because that'll tell us how much detail to put into this lighting project, you know. And usually, you know, they'll be like 20 grand, or they won't say it at all. Yeah. And then you give it to them at the end, and they're like, oh, my budget was a little less, or they won't say anything, and then you upsell them or whatever.
But that's rare. I think it helps out with most of those serious customers, like you said. I mean, maybe your budget for your basement one was going to be, I don't know, $5,000. So it's better just to get that number and see how you can work with that, if you're going to be able to work with it. If not, I mean, I tell them, I think it's better for you to look for another company.
Yeah.
I mean,
they're just not a good fit.
If they have a budget range, do you have a budget range? Just
budget range.
A little more vague, but I'd like to know, right? 10, 20,000, or are you thinking 2,000 to 4,000?
Right. Yeah.
And we do tell them the reason why is because, I mean, with lighting, you can go from anywhere $6,000 to 100 plus. I mean, more.
Yeah. So, even our drop down menu on the website starts at least 5,000. It goes up to 100 plus, because we've done multi-six-figure projects all day long. So
yeah. That's awesome. We're talking about landscape lighting. You mentioned that you do other things in terms of lighting. What is kind of the ratio here for Christmas soffits versus landscaping?
I think 80% is landscaping.
Yeah, at least 80 to 85 is all permanent landscape lighting and architectural. Yeah, and mainly like 3K, you know, standard lighting. We're not doing a whole lot of. We use like Lutron smart systems, but we don't do a whole lot of color lighting, because that's, you know, we tell them right off the bat that's going to be at least 3x, you know, normal. So yeah,
sure, that's awesome, badass. And then are you, for your, you know, multi 7 figures, doing outdoor lighting, super badass? It's a pleasure to, you know, even talk to you here. Is that super localized? Like, when you are you traveling, like, or, you know, what's your radius, like your normal radius, knowing that there's outliers?
I think it's more local. I think no more than 100 miles around Austin. I mean, no less than that.
Yeah, 50 miles. Yeah, I mean, we'll hit, you know, Buda, Spicewood. I don't think we have any in San Antonio yet, but drippings. But, you know, around Austin and Central, mainly in Westlake, if you're familiar with Austin, Bee Caves, just the high-end neighborhoods. Because also, when you get in with these estate, like we had one, there's like a $25 million estate, and then their neighbor wants it, and then there's a few people we actually can't even mention their name because they're so well known, but they're, you know, we went to Wimberley for one of them, and these are billionaires, some of them.
Sure.
And it's like doing lighting for their guest house, you know. It's wild, or their greenhouse. It's crazy. I mean, there's levels to this, and I'm trying to remind people that, I mean, even with lighting, you know, industry like lighting, solve rich people's problems, they pay better. right? And stop thinking with your damn wallet. You know what I mean? There's levels to this. People do have the money and they will pay for your service if they see the value. All you're doing is solving problems for people. That's it. That's all sales is.
Yep.
That's it. They just want to be guided and led, you know?
You say Westlake, right? I think of one, they got an amazing football team, but my office manager grew up near Westlake, and she said she had friends like during prom season, like they're like, let's go prom shopping. And they would hop in their PJ and go to Paris or something, to shop.
Oh, yeah.
And that was like not an uncommon thing there.
Oh yeah. We've seen some wild stuff, man. Like the giant garages they have full of cars. I mean, what's the crazy stuff you see in some of these people? I know you've seen a lot.
I mean, they had a runway in their backyard.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Helicopter pads, I mean, it's wild, So, but rich people know instead of trading their time for money, they trade their money for time, right? So that's what we're trying to do. That's what building a business is. It's buying your time back and being in that zone of genius so that you can really thrive. That's what rich people do. If you're rich enough, you'll fly a helicopter over all the Austin traffic and get your work done. You know what I mean? If I could do it, I would.
Yeah, absolutely.
Matt, I've got one more question for them. You may have another. I'm going to let Nate kind of onto it. Looks like he's getting into his office. You guys obviously have a lot of growth. You're not slowing down. You're probably putting your foot further on the gas. What are some things that Aurora Lighting is going to do here in 2026?
Grow more. So we're adding more crews on. We're getting more fleet vehicles. We got an assistant. We might get another assistant at this point because things are getting crazy.
Yeah. So growth with commercial side, having my executive assistant help me with everything. Our CRM is just overflowing, and that's another thing. You got to have a CRM. You got to have a full snapshot of everything. You got to learn to close the job on the spot, and you have to be able to move fast so these clients can make decisions quickly. So a lot of commercial growth. We've got new fleet vehicles. All of our fleet vehicles, everything's black and gold, which is, to me, screams luxury. So we're growing that way. We're also bringing on, so I'm all about hiring slow but firing fast. So we hire the right person, make sure they're a good fit, and then keep them on for a long time, have really low turnover. So we're going to keep growing that. We're going to, of course, keep going into commercial. We've got a videographer now who's doing more high-end videos. So we're going to just be crushing it in every aspect. You're going to see more of us. You're going to see us more on the road. You're going to see us hitting big commercial jobs. You're going to be seeing videos of all of it. It's all going to be documented. And I'm open ears. I mean, I have people reach out all the time. How do you do this? How do you do that? And I'll tell you exactly how I do it. But if you do it or not, that's up to you. And will you be consistent? So it's up to you, just like everything else. I mean, you can lead a horse to water. You can't make it think.
You could tell, 95% of the people you tell your secrets to, probably 99% aren't going to actually do it.
Isn't that wild? That's wild. It's like you're showing them the path, and they're just,
Yeah. I'll say before Nate gets in, let's see, you have your logo on the back wall, but you have a watch face and something else. It must be important enough that it's in your backdrop. So tell us what you got hanging up next to your logo back there.
Oh, like I said, luxury, man. Rolex, baby. You're talking about this over here?
Yeah.
I'm not wearing the Rolex today, but
Okay. And what's the art behind your head, Rob?
Oh, that's I think that's David. I think I stenciled that and I used some gold. I'm obsessed with gold, man. Gold on black just looks amazing to me. All of our vehicles are black and gold, like I said. So we really want to have a certain image when we come in that we are luxury and that we put everything into our
experience that we give to our customers. They like to see that. They like to feel that luxury, that uniqueness.
Yeah, because they're literally seeing their home for the first time lit up, in this beautiful gold light. 3,000 Kelvin is what we normally use. So we want to make sure that they know they're in good hands and that they're going to have a top tier experience with us. All of us are professionals. Everyone knows exactly what they're doing, and we have a chain of command too if anything happens. So yeah.
Yeah, badass.
Well, Nate, you've been listening this whole time. I know you haven't been here on stage. I'm sure you've got something here you want to chime in before we end. Or is he frozen?
Oh no! Wait, is Well, we love you, Nate. I'm sure you had a great question.
Hey, even with tattoos, man, we get out there and crush it, and it's pretty common in Austin. So you have tats, right, Matt?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, hell yeah, let's go.
Yeah,
Dude, I love the video where you're hyping people up. You're like the crown isn't heavier next fucking week. I was like,
hell yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
I've said that after I heard Matt say that several times.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's true. And that's what I was going to say. Like, so many people want the view from the top of the mountain, but they're not willing to climb it. It's the craziest shit to me. You know what? And I made a video on this. People just want to get lucky. They want to get lucky. They want to get into stocks and trades and all that shit and hope one day they wake up with $10 million. I'm like you said, you wouldn't know what the fuck to do with $10 million. You'd lose it.
Yeah,
I would
lottery
do it.
Yeah. No, of course not. And guys ask me all the time, like, and they'll say, because I have Captain Screw, I do mentoring. Well, you don't understand, you're not my level. Motherfucker, do you not think I was? Like,
right.
I acted differently once I found out that way I was behaving wasn't working.
Yeah.
I always have to, kill the old self, become the new. And I'll have to keep doing it
over and over.
Yeah. And Brahian helped me a lot with that, with the rewiring. Like I said, thinking with their wallet instead of mine, and it takes time we have to defrag a lot of our new onboard, like even our technicians. We're like, look, we only do luxury stuff. We have high-end fixtures, go ahead.
Bring them to our level. I mean, a lot of times, like you said, it's just a matter of rewiring that part. Mm-hmm. What you think, how you see things. Mm-hmm. I mean, sometimes you might say, oh, that's expensive, but that's expensive for you, not for the customer.
Exactly.
So it's the way you see it. Sometimes people are scared to give out the price or the full cost because they're scared the customer's going to be scared or they're not going to do it mostly. But it's just like, oh, it's this much.
Yeah.
Say it with a straight face because for them it's normal.
Yeah.
Okay.
I actually have a rule. If I drive up, so I just got my new truck, the Denali is my dream truck, Denali 2500. We all have pretty dope trucks, but my rule is if I drive up and the client says nice truck, they're probably not our client. You know what I mean? So if we drive up and they're like, never.
It works though. I made a post a while back that I pulled up to a client's home to quote him in a Maserati, right? And I posted a picture of it. What do you guys think? Is that bad? Is that good? I had 70% of people saying that was bad. It's flaunting luxury. It's saying that you're going to be too expensive. And I was like, this is a $3 million home.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. Rich people like to deal with people that are successful.
Yeah. I'd be like, oh, hell yeah. So they're doing well. Great. Bring them on.
They're not gonna steal from me and just be gone. Fly by night company. That matters more than the price.
They smell the hunger too, and you cannot be hungry whenever you're dealing with. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a different type of hunger, and when you're scared or that scare mindset of money, you cannot be dealing with those customers. They'll see it, they'll be scared.
When I started in Christmas, I figured $75 a client, like that was big money. I was 20, I'm like, holy, but it was a mindset problem, right? I couldn't, when I said my first minimum was like 300 and I felt so scared to even say,
right. Isn't that wild? But if you think about it, if you were born rich and you're used to seeing miles around, we had a client and the kid walks out and go, no, the dad was like, do you want to take the Rolls Royce or the Porsche or something like that? And the kid's like, I don't want to take either of those. Like, they're used to living in luxury, right? We're the ones that have to retrain our brains.
Yeah, he's like, I don't know. He's just a hard dad.
Yeah, he's like, I spent $20K on the pinstripe, but they fucked it up and all this. I'm like, there's levels to this shit. Okay, don't be scared. The money's out there. Just provide value. Like, you know what I mean? Go sit in the Lambo and fill the stitching. Like, what you want, I know manifesting is woozy-wazzy, but it really is. It's real, man. I mean, if you have that mindset, thoughts are things. They will manifest in your fucking life. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So,
anyway, and then the last thing I was going to say, like, if people want to start making videos and stuff, this is one of my favorite assets. It's a drone. It follows you around. You can fold it up. It's like the size of your phone. I mean, here's my phone. And it gets 8K video. And I use this because people get bored real quick, right? So they want A, B, and C shot. I want, from the sky. I want from this angle and this angle. So if you're like, want to start doing videos, I suggest getting the Hover. It's called the Hover X1. get a drone, start fucking filming, start filming yourself, put it out there, because that's your freaking digital resume. People really need to understand this. Like, I have friends that have businesses, they don't have any social media. I'm like, you're going to get bulldozered by these companies that do, man.
That young hungry guy's going to take your lunch.
Oh, 100%. You got to stay, like, use AI too. I use AI. Like, I mean, people need to get with the times and stop, relying on Google or whatever the hell. Because we're going to dethrone all those MFers here in Austin that are relying on Google, that are just been sitting at the top all comfortable. Oh, we're coming for it.
Hell yeah.
Huh?
Man, I love it. I took great notes. No, I was saying smoking them, right? We haven't been doing lighting for 20 years in San Antonio, or even 10 years, but we're still the highest rated and ranked super high amongst the guys that have been doing this forever.
Dude, yeah. And you got, like, I loved it when I saw your Cybertruck and, like, your logo and your colors, and, like, the vibe's pretty neat. Yeah. I could see how people want to be a part of that too. So
appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah. We need to smoke a cigar soon, guys. Jesus.
Hell yeah.
Let's go. The cigar guys. I'm not so much for the
Shane just takes my cigar. I give Shane a cigar and he just, I don't know, throws it away. Like, we're in the desert hanging out. He holds it, never lights it.
He pretends. Yeah.
I'm into cigars.
So. Oh yeah, I got him into it big time. We have our own cigars too that get hand rolled here in Austin, and for our high end clients, we'll give them to them. Yeah, I think they're in there. And then sometimes we find ourselves smoking cigars with our clients.
Yeah.
I love
that relationship, and then they're like, "Hey, come to my other house," So
I think relationships are the key, right? Getting on it is one thing, but once you're there, you want them. I know people are like, well, don't talk to your clients like your friends, but I'm telling you, my best clients, text me personally and it's different than just that normal. You are a service provider. I will talk to you when there's a claim,
Yeah. You're the help, right? Yeah, no. Right. I thought that way too when I first started. I have like millionaires on my phone. Like, this is wild, but now it's like normal. I'm one of you guys now.
I forget the first time I was butt dialed by a billionaire. I was like, I need to write a country song. Butt dialed
that sounds good. Well, and that's the thing. If you solve rich people's problems, you can infiltrate their network too. If you're cool enough, charming enough, and get in there and hang out with them, and they'll invite you to events, car shows, that kind of thing. So if you rub elbows with them long enough, you will be one of them if you do it right.
Yeah, and I will say that's been one of the best things, because they'll also, I went to Cars and Castles events with these guys, and
hell yeah,
out of my league in terms of cars, right? Just being around those guys and in those inner circles, like when they're having conversations, smoking cigars and having a cocktail, that's a different conversation than normal. And it's amazing.
Oh, it's awesome, dude. It's awesome. All my friends are entrepreneurs now. Every one of them. Just because that's just how my circle has evolved, Sure. And just like people, I've made a video about this too. There's a downward spiral. There's also an upward spiral. People forget about that.
Yeah, so that's very true. That's awesome. All right, did Nate end up coming back on there, Shane?
No, he kind of came in. We'll end it for the audience. I hope you guys were writing down. There's a lot of nuggets being dropped there. Appreciate you guys coming on. You guys are a wealth of information. It's exciting to see your energy, and your growth. I want to do this again. We'll come hang out, maybe smoke a cigar or pretend to.
If you smoke a cigar with these guys after all the years we've been together, I tell you what.
Oh, we got to meet, guys. We're on this. I feel like we're on a very similar frequency here. And anyone who watches this, feel free to reach out. Just Aurora Lighting ATX, and ask for Rob or Brian.
Where should guys follow you?
Yeah, Aurora Lighting ATX. Yeah, Instagram mainly, or Facebook, whatever.
Okay, Aurora Lighting ATX. We'll drop links, guys, in the description and all that jazz. Thanks for taking the time. Thanks for hanging out with us. Really appreciate it.
It's perfect. It's a rainy day, so it was perfect for it. So,
hell yeah.
Yeah. Right, and that's another thing. Yeah, if we didn't have people doing, in systems, man, we wouldn't be able to be here. The business can run. We can both vacation, and it still works. So anyway,
that's where it gets fun, right? That's
where it gets fun. Yeah, people, there's levels to it. So anyway, appreciate you guys. Thank you.
All right.
Merry Christmas, and we'll chat next year.
All right, guys.
All righty.
Later. Bye.
Later.